Hey, what is up guys? It's Brendan here, and today we're going to take a look at how to consolidate private student loans and really just the overall process of consolidating private student loans, which is also often known as refinancing or often called refinancing. Now, when you're looking at consolidating private student loans, it typically combines multiple existing private or federal student loans into a single new loan with one monthly payment, right? So maybe you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different loans. You're going to consolidate that into essentially one loan and one monthly payment that you're going to make every single month, and it's going to make your life maybe a lot simpler and a lot easier, and you also might save some money on some interest. So it can be a really good process to go through and can also save you a lot of money. So one thing to consider when you're looking into consolidating private student loans is that this process typically also requires, a credit check, right? It's typically used to secure a lower interest rate, change repayment terms, or release a cosigner that maybe you had on your existing student loans for a long time. Now, some key considerations and top private consolidation lenders. Also, if you want to check out any of those companies mentioned here in today's video, and check out those links linked down below in the video description. Again, some of which are affiliate links, which can be a great way to help out and support the channel. If you want to get access to some of our top private consolidation lenders, you can check out that first link down below in the video description. It'll take you right over to this page here where you can see some of the best top student loan refinance and consolidation loan companies and lenders. And it's advised typically to compare and shop around from at least 3 to 5 lenders when you're considering consolidating private student loans or even just refinancing as well. So that's what we're going to be showing here in today's video. You can see this list linked down below in the video description. If you want to check them out, you want to view rates, it's advised, again, 3 to 5 lenders to compare and shop around. But again, you can check out this link, will be that first link down below in the video description. And of course, when it comes to consolidating student loans, it's also important to consider interest rates. So, interest rates are typically private lenders offer both fixed and variable. If we take a look even just at SoFi, you can see here right now they have fixed rates and variable rates starting at 3.99. Now, fixed rates, interest rates, variable rates, whatever type of interest rate you're looking at, no matter from what different lender, it's always going to be changing, right? 1 year, 1 month, it could be totally different. So it's important to check your rate and see what it is at the time making today's video. This is what it is, but it can vary a lot, right? So private lenders often, they offer both fixed and variable rates. Your rate is going to be based on your credit score, which is, essentially made up of your payment history, accounts, your credit utilization, length of credit history, new credit, any kind of credit mix, right? Basically your credit score, right? Your FICO score range, it's going to be made up of that. It's going to also be based on your debt to income ratio, right? So debt to income ratio, in case you don't know what that is, it's based on your gross monthly income, right? So if you made $6,000 a month, you have your student loan payment, that's going to be taken out of that. You have your monthly rent, car payment, your total debt, your effective net that you have to pay every single month is going to leave you with a DTI or debt to income ratio of 40% in this example. So again, this is, this range. If you're within that 36% range, that's going to be excellent. If you're over the 43, that's going to be more high risk. So you might not necessarily get, as good of rates, or you might not be approved as well. Just if you have excellent credit, again, it's going to make things a little bit more difficult. This also applies for maybe getting a mortgage, but any kind of loan lending as well this is also considered when you're looking at consolidating your loans, right? So it's important to understand that and consider that when you are going into this process of going through a loan refinancing or consolidating loans. Now, when you're looking at, some of the different loan considerations, right, how to actually go through the process and apply, first you need to check your credit score, right? So check your credit score. You can do this online through a multitude of different ways, maybe through FICO or through Credit Karma, or a multitude of different ways to check your credit score. This is the number one step before you go into actually consolidating your loans. Make sure you have a decent credit score. Typically, at least if you have 680, that's going to give you at least a better shot of at least kind of getting into that very good. Now, exceptional is very difficult, I'll be honest, but if you're at least kind of in that good, the top end of the good range, at least 680, 670 is kind of the bottom of good. If you're in that range, anywhere from like the 700s, you should be in pretty good shape, especially if you've had some time in your job. Maybe you've had some time to build up your credit history over time, making those on-time monthly payments for your student loans. Then, at least what you currently have, it could give you a better chance of getting a better interest rate. It's also important to shop around, right? You can use different loan marketplaces such as the links in the video description. You can check Credible as well, SoFi, Earnest, Elfie, Splash, any of the companies mentioned here in today's video. It's important to compare and shop around to review options across multiple lenders, or even simultaneously, right? You put them in. A lot of these online applications typically have no impact your credit score. Again, read the fine print, but again, no impact your credit score on SoFi, for example, and you can check your rate in just 2 minutes. So it's a pretty easy process to go around and check your rates when you're going to actually shop around for consolidating and going, effectively through this process, right? You want to trim out all these loans. You want to trim it down just to a single loan. Can make your life a lot easier. One other thing to consider is when you're comparing the different terms, right? You want to look at the different year terms, right? 5, 7, 10, 15, 20-year terms. You want to read into the different terms, what that means for you. Look at the APR range, which is the percent rate, right? That's the interest rate effectively, origination fees, if any, repayment timelines before submitting a formal application. Once you're approved, the new private lender will effectively pay off your old loans, right? They'll go through and pay these all off for you so that they're all wiped out, and then just leaving you with the single account to manage. However, it is important to consider when you're going through and actually consolidating private student loans is to make sure at the end is to, after you complete the underwriting process, signing your final loan agreement, when you go through that application process, we're going to go through it again, top to bottom, what kind of documents you may need as well, but just kind of a broad overview. Continue making your regular monthly payments on your old loans until the new lender confirms that the accounts have been officially paid off and closed, right? It's important to consider that and to be careful with that process, right? You want to make sure you don't mess anything up. Just make sure you get confirmation when you go through that. But essentially, what is the whole step-by-step start to finish process of actually getting your loans consolidated, right? So this is, also known as refinancing, as we said here in today's video, but basically you're able to take that new private loan and pay off your multiple existing ones, right? As we walk through, leaving you just with that one monthly payment, potentially a lower interest rate and a new term length. Again, consider the term length if you want to have less time, or, depending on how aggressive you want to be with paying off your loans. If you have a lower interest rate, you want to maybe pay less interest overall, or if you just want to knock out those loans within a 10-year period, it's totally up to you. And again, you can see your offers, the links in the video description, and kind of go through as far as which option might make most sense for you, especially based on your budget and your debt to income ratio as well. You don't want to be saddling yourself up with too aggressive of monthly payments that you can't, easily cover other things like rent, car payment, other kind of things, groceries, right? Basic bills. So do consider that when you're looking at, different loan length terms, right? Next, you also want to check your credit score like we walked through as well. Again, you can check your credit score, debt to income ratio. At least in upper 600s, kind of that top range, right? Especially now, if your credit still isn't strong enough, and maybe you did this on your original student loans, is to consider a cosigner. Again, that's not necessarily advised later down the road if you're, maybe if you have a parent or someone who doesn't want to be a cosigner anymore. Part of the reason why you might want to be consolidating loans or refinancing is to eliminate the cosigner that was originally there. But applying with a credit-worthy person can significantly improve your odds of approval and secure a better rate. So if you can do it, it can be advantageous to you. I understand that maybe that's the whole point of why you wanted to not have a cosigner, but it's typically going to improve your odds if they are credit-worthy and saving you money, right? Improving your odds of approval, securing a better rate. But if you want to do it all on your own, totally up to you. Just depends on your financial situation. Again, pre-qualify, compare lenders. I have links in the video description for that. And gathering necessary documentation, right? You're going to need your government-issued photo ID, driver's license, passport, thing like that. Recent pay stubs, right, from your monthly income to be able to prove that you actually are earning money. And then recent loan statements or a payoff letter of exact balances of the loans that you want to consolidate and trim into that single loan. So that's, again, the whole financial underwriting process. Again, if you want to go through and put in an application to consolidate your loans today, you can check out the links in the video description. It's a pretty easy online application form process. And again, it can be just a good way if you're saving on interest rates. Again, these are things that, a lot of them have no fees required. You can pay off your loans sooner. And you also can simplify your finances, right? Consolidate all your student loan debt into one easy payment, make your life a lot easier instead of kind of managing like 5 different loans, right? You can also potentially free up more cash. If you get a lower interest rate, the lower monthly payment, you can put that money towards other goals, right? Things like buying a home or saving for retirement. There's other things that you can do just by, if you have a lower interest rate, it can be really advantageous. You save some money, lower those monthly payments, and trim it down, right? You don't have like 5 different student loans that you have to pay if you just want one easy payment. Now, do consider that if you are including any federal student loans in a private refinance, that refinancing federal loans with a private lender means you permanently forfeit any kind of federal benefits such as income-driven repayment processes, IDR plans, any kind of loan forgiveness options. So do just keep that in mind if you are looking at refinancing any kind of federal loans. But if you're just refinancing private loans, get the better interest rate. There's really not even, it's pretty much a no-brainer at that point. There's really not a whole lot to consider if the rates end up being lower for you. Again, you can go through the application process to see, and view your rate today. Again, available at the links in the video description. But guys, hopefully you found this video helpful on consolidating and trimming those loans down into a single loan. Again, if you want to go through that process, again, it can be a great way to save money if your rate is lower, or just simplify your life, simplify your finances. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. Again, if you did, then be sure to smash that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, and notification bell so you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Anyway, guys, that's all for today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.